We're here. Oh, by the way, that thing I was talking about earlier, that fool did with his mouth, it was this.
I've seen him do that actually. Yeah,
Yeah, now you
so
know why.
funny.
Now you know why. Hello, everyone. Welcome to OT Graps. Use the hashtag OT Graps. Keep the conversation going online. That wasn't an intro. I'm Umber Q.
Driver
This is O.
T. Yeah.
Graps.
Yeah.
OT Graps. One day, we got to interview like a rapper. We can make it OT Raps.
OT raps.
Hey,
I see what you did there.
hey, if we interview Swerve, if we ever interview Swerve, like that could be a thing.
That'd be fun. That would be honestly
Swerve
fun.
went out right. I said, did you see? By the way, hello everyone, welcome, guys.
How's
Hope
it
you
going,
had an
guys?
amazing week. We're gonna talk a lot about obviously Full Gear was this past weekend. We got
Yeah,
Survivor Series coming up this weekend. We have there's so much happening, Trevor. The
dude. So much wrestling. So much wrestling.
Ronda
This
Rousey was in Ring of Honor on Friday.
yes.
Which everyone seems to forget. Will
With Maria
Ospreay,
Shafir, apparently.
yeah, Will Ospreay signed with AEW. He's gonna appear.
Bruv.
Bruv. Oh god, and CM Punk, of course, CM Punk. Oh my god.
Of course.
Where do we even start? How about Full Gear? You want to talk about Full Gear?
Let's talk about Full Gear.
What
Let's
did
do
you
that.
think of the pay per view?
I liked it. Again, like it's really hard to it's hard to believe that AEW is struggling for viewers. Like it really is hard to believe. Is loud and as attentive as most of the shows are, but that's the rumor I hear. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think to that point, right? It's one of those things where, like the TV viewership number, I think generally is fine as far as Dynamite goes. Collision did not do well against SmackDown.
Oh, not at all. No, 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 no.
It was like SmackDown did well over 2 million, and then Collision did 270 something thousand, which is, look, I just want to say this: there are a lot of people out there who are saying, Collision would do even better, or Collision would do better if it was on Friday, even up against SmackDown. I just don't think Saturday night's a good enough spot. And I'm like, look, I will take 500,000 on a Saturday night or 400,000 on Saturday night over 270,000 on Friday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
It's just
your Friday is not going to work. Like it's an established spot. Like I won't say it's the better company, but I mean technically it is the better company. So like it makes sense, right? Now, I know this isn't exactly what we were talking about, but I do have a question to you about this. Do you think that this will cause AEW to, let's just say it, falter, to not be around anymore?
It would take a catastrophe for AEW not to be like a business like it wouldn't just take one or two like business decisions for AEW to falter. It would take like a literal I don't even know what it would be. Like it would have to be over like a span of like 10 years of just insanely stupid decisions. And I just don't see that happening because AEW has the money behind it. It's like, for the year, it's making a lot of money. I'm not sure if they're definitely not profitable as far as like all of the investments that the Khan family's put in yet, but it's on its way to, and I think it's exceeded a lot of the expectations that have been put out before it. The faltering thing, I think, is like a bit of it's a false narrative that kind of gets thrown around there online a lot, mostly by like WWE trolls, but then some people who people consider to be serious, like, won't name a name. Gosh darn it! I want extra cheese, extra onion, mother trucker. There you go. There's your hint, fellas.
I know exactly what you're
talking about. But seriously, the biggest thing, right, is the attendance for the weekly TV, which I'm not going to say it does not matter. It matters how much you can convince the public to come out and support your product in person. That matters a lot. But the weekly TV is doing well as far as Dynamite goes. I think Collision, there's some tweaks you could make to that show to make it feel more special, like it used to. Obviously, CM Punk is not coming back, or not coming back there, but I think like the attendance thing is like a bit of a tricky one because it's like I think doing more local media would help boost attendance. Like it did for Arthur Ashe. It
Well, it definitely did. Yeah.
and and I think AEW gets into this habit, right, of focus or not focusing, but you know, kind of prioritizing like these big matches for these shows and just thinking like, oh, Kenny Omega versus MJF, we announcing that a week out is going to draw, right? Not really. Announcing it a month out before a pay-per-view will draw for sure.
Of
But
course. Of course.
but for a weekly show, like you gotta either give it more time to make that specific show feel more special, or you have to be like, hey, everyone, on your phones, on your TV, every radio, like MJF versus Kenny Omega happening, on Saturday night. So it's to answer your question, Trev. I'm sorry, that was a very long diatribe.
Oh, you answered it though. Yeah.
But to answer your question, I don't see them faltering or going out of business anytime soon.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be around for a while. Yeah, for a while.
For a while, until Tony Khan gets like bored, he's like, "It's okay. I'm gonna get into badminton, and we're gonna have the best badminton. It's gonna go all elite badminton. AEB, AEB."
He's gonna get in pickleball.
Pickleball. I know a few people who play pickleball. Well, did you hear about this pickle controversy?
Oh Lord, what?
So it's still in the Full Gear range, but so after Full Gear, like I was watching like the media scrum on like my laptop, and we'll talk about some of these chats, but it was really funny. Like MJF is like he came out because like he's got like this pickle sponsorship with this pickle company.
Oh yeah.
And he comes out and he's got like these jars of pickles, and Tony Khan seems so disgusted by these pickles. It's like the funniest thing ever. He's just like he never shows like negative emotions in those things, but he's just like pickles. And like MJF's like eating these pickles, like, hey, whoever wants a pickle, take the pickles. And like then you got like 4 or 5 members of the media like running to the thing to get the pickles, and people online were like going crazy, like, oh my god, look at this, AEW bribing the media with pickles. And I was like, my guys, bribing with pickles?
Yes, have some pickles.
I was like, guys, I don't know. In my opinion, I saw that and I was like, that's kind of funny. Like,
it is. That is very funny.
Like people need to. I think people. If you're gonna hate on anything about AEW and it's the pickles and the press conference, then I think it's probably fine, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it's probably your fault.
What'd you think? Did you watch Swerve? You saw Swerve versus Hangman, right?
Amazing match. I thought it was good.
You want to hear a hot take that you might not agree with?
Yes, sir.
The greatest hardcore match I've ever seen in my life.
I could see that.
Hangman Page turned into a vampire in this match, bro.
He did. Now, do you think the decision for him to lose
was it a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Hangman was gonna win, but I was totally fine with Swerve picking up the victory because you know what this does? Eventually, Swerve's these wins are gonna pile up for Swerve, and eventually, the dude's gonna win the World Championship. Like he's not even at the Intercontinental International Championship level. I'm like, bro, the only title that Swerve should go for next is the World title. Like he's so good.
He's good, and he's there. Like people love him. You know what I mean? Like people love him. People love to hate him. Like he's good. He's good TV. He's good for wrestling.
He is. What did you think? There was one. I mean, there were multiple spots in that match that were like insane. Like I think the beautiful thing about that match was they told like an amazing story. Like
they did. Throughout the match,
Hangman going into that match was like, I'm gonna piss on your grave. I'm gonna kill you. And like you could like that's like the only warranted response, right? Was like what he did in that match. He
Right.
stapled his son's finger paintings on Swerve's cheek.
Dude, I was like, yo.
That's gonna hurt to come out, my guy.
Like, as good as the spots in that match were, I'm gonna be honest, one of the best ones was at the end. Was at the end of the match. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And not even just the end. Like, when Swerve is doing his post interview, like him sitting in like a pool with blood dripping down his face. You're like, yeah, just talking his thing. And you're like,
hey man,
dude.
I told you what was gonna happen.
Yep.
It's amazing. What did you think about the ending spot? Because that caused a bit of a controversy online.
Really? How so?
So
I like the ending spot personally.
I think people were. I think for multiple reasons. I think right. Like, well, I mean, controversy and also like causes a bit of memery online.
Okay.
Because
definitely memory. Definitely.
Because you had the visual of Swerve literally hanging Hangman Page, which there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know. There were some people online who were like, "Oh, this is violent and graphic and."
Of course, it's violent.
My God! Why would Swerve do that? I'm like,
the name of the match is the Texas Death Match.
Like, look, I thought, man, Swerve, like, using his last bit of energy and strength to be like, man, I'm about to keel over, but before I do, I'm gonna make a statement. He said, I'm gonna do it. He said, I'm making the statement because this is Swerve's house. I thought,
of course,
it's gonna go down as like one of the most legendary hardcore matches of all time. I think like
it was definitely a good one. It was definitely up there for me too. But like,
for sure.
I still have love for old school hardcore where Hardcore Holly threw someone in the river and they were fighting for the hardcore belt because it was just absolutely ridiculous.
It was for me, like, you know, like from when I think of like great hardcore matches, right? I'm like Randy Orton versus Mick Foley at Backlash 2004 was
Very
a great
good one,
match.
yes.
You know, you had you had obviously Triple H versus Mick Foley, Harley Race.
Yeah.
Harley Race had Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Roddy Piper in that
that was a good one. I forgot about that one.
Dog collar match. Like, for me, this is I think like it's fair to say like this is like an all timer. Like this is like up there with like the best of the best.
Definitely.
Just the story.
And then I mean, if you go even to the indies, you got some good ones there as well. Like of course, Age of the Fall versus the the brothers. That was a good one.
Nick Gage versus his own or Nick Gage versus every light tube in the world.
I mean, I wasn't gonna mention Nick Gage, but yeah, sure.
I just love how Trevor was like he used to bring up like, you know, oh yeah, CCW just got Nick Gage. Like he used to bring up like lightly, you know, lightly be like, oh yeah, CCW.
I used to love. I liked CCW.
I'm talking about to me, like you like before, and then like that Dark Side of the Ring came out. I was like, let me tell you something, brother. He went full Hulk Hogan on me. Let me tell you something, brother.
Because I don't think I ever really told you exactly what happened until that particular time.
No. Because you had mentioned like hardcore wrestling and CZW, and like, oh, there's this guy Nick Gage, you know, like he does. It's like the way you explained it to me was like me explaining like normie professional wrestling to like someone who's never watched it. It was like, look, I just want to embarrass myself, but we got Chess in the chat saying Swerve's aura looks like the one Britt Baker had after that no DQ match with Thunder Rosa. Yeah, that was the...
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Very good point. You got Chase in the chat saying Daniel Garcia killed it against Andrade on Collision.
That was a good match.
Good, very good match. You see what Andrade said on Twitter after Full Gear?
I did not, actually.
Here, I might be able to actually pull it up, but he was a very unhappy Andrade. After
I heard he's had some issues with management and things at AEW.
Yes. So here is the tweet in its entirety here. 2.5 years and 2 pay-per-views, but today is a great pay-per-view. You can't miss it. I love wrestling. And you
Oh
can see
wow!
he put the match cards for the pay-per-views that he has been a part of in AEW,
Oh wow!
both of which were in multi-man matches in tag teams. So
Yeah.
does
Shots
Andrade have
fired.
a point,
Pew
though, do you
pew
think?
pew. Oh, he definitely has a point. He definitely has a point. Anyone that says Andrade isn't a top wrestler, not even just like luchador or Latin, whatever. He's a top wrestler, and he should be in more matches. I mean, but that's a problem that a lot of people have with AEW. Like you look at their roster, it's star studded from women to men. It's star studded, but half these people you haven't seen in like since their conception.
Yeah.
So like it's like okay.
Hey, man, at least Lufa got on TV with Tony Storm. Lufa, fetch
Lufa.
me my shoes.
Well, something that I'm kind of I don't know if I'm happy about, but I don't know if I'm mad about either.
Mm.
But Chris Statlander dropped the title,
That was.
and like I said,
Mm, I get you.
I don't know. I don't know. Like it's not I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing because everyone knows that has been watching Julia Hart knows that she is leaps and bounds better than what she was, and coming off of a great uh, attempt at the world title was great,
Mm.
and this is probably a great follow up to that. But at the same token, you haven't given Chris enough time to, you know.
I agree. In that respect, my. So here's the thing, right? I agree that Chris Statlander has not been like she's had great matches. Like I'm not
She has.
criticizing the wrestling at all. It's the booking of her as a character, right? Like there's just not much of it because everything we see is behind the like it's behind the curtain. It's like doing interviews
Right.
backstage, and which is great and fine and good, but like there's no character like development really. It's just like
Right.
whatever. And I'm not saying that she needs to be this raw character who's like entertaining. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like like I think there needs to be more done. And I don't think AEW, the company, the booking, the people who book it, are doing that.
Nope. I
That
don't
being
think so either.
said, I think it was Julia's time. I just think it was her time. Like,
I think so too. I think you pushed Julia and you push her to the moon right now. Like she's hot. People like her. Her wrestling skills have gotten really good. A lot of people don't agree with me. I got into a discussion, I call it,
a
with
lively debate.
that people don't really enjoy how like they're pushing Julia. They don't think Julia can wrestle. They think she's a horrible wrestler. They think she's terrible. She's like terrible in a mic. They just think she's a presence, and I completely disagree.
They just think she's a presence. What the hell is Roman Reigns then? I'm sorry. Like, I love Roman. Like, and it's because of his presence that we love Roman. But it's his presence. Like, it's not like he's out here like, acknowledge me. Like that's all he says.
Yeah, that's all he says.
Look, and like the thing with Julia is like to be 22 years old and be where she is with the confidence she's at. And if you like, I highly recommend, guys. Sometimes the best way to get like a glimpse at who these people are and their charisma and all that kind of stuff is like watching the post-show media scrums. Like Julia Hart in that media scrum, I've never seen like someone like that young who's been in the spotlight for as little time as she has, just been so comfortable and like, I got this. Like, I'm like, she to me, I think she's gonna be a megastar. Like she's gonna
I
be a
think so too.
mainstay. Like I
And I
truly
think
believe
they're
that.
doing it the right way too.
Yeah, and also like she's got like a bomb theme song. Do, 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 do. The house always like I love that. I'm sorry,
I like that song too.
I love that.
I
Come on.
mean, you mentioned Roman. I saw a wild stat like not too long ago of between him and Hulk Hogan, where it had Hulk Hogan's
We
reign,
coming for you,
and
Oos.
then it had Hulk Hogan's title defense, and his title defense was like 100, 200 something, and Reigns was like 56.
Look, as much as like, look, I don't like Hulk Hogan, but one thing I can say is that man wrestled house shows.
He did. He definitely did. He definitely did. Like Roman has wrestled maybe twice at a house show that I know of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it necessarily devalues Roman's reign. Roman's reign, Jesus. I don't think it devalues the fact he doesn't wrestle at house shows. I don't think really matters too much.
Excuse me, sorry.
The fact that doesn't wrestle for pay-per-views on end, I think, is a bit like, hey now.
Yeah, that's a little. I mean, but no one batted an eyelash at Goldberg for doing that. Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Look, I was batting all the eyelashes like
I mean, I know you were,
15,
but I'm
20
just
years after
saying
the fact.
these marks. We understand why Brock Lesnar was wrestling part time. You don't understand his contract. No, like that's not why. Like that doesn't make it right. You know.
I love how you did the Mark voice. Sorry, that's a Smark voice. That's a Smark voice.
Smart verse, yes.
I love that. You gotta pinch that nose real tight and be like, "Hello, you smelly, stinky marks." Oh my god, it's fluid.
That's not good at all.
Not good. It's brain fluid. Anyway, what brain? I'll be here all week. Yes, tip your Trevors.
Tip your Trevors.
and your Joeys and your Ryans.
Oh yeah. The Joeys and
All
everyone
of
else.
We got Chase in the chat saying Chris has the alien and the quote unquote more than a woman gimmick, but she's too good for the TBS title. I agree. She is, as a wrestler.
I totally agree.
She's ready for the world title.
I think it was a good introduction, though, honestly. But like, I totally agree. She needs more than just that.
Speaking of the world title,
I was going to mention this.
I look. I love what Tony Storm's doing. I'm here for it. Watch for the shoe. Let's go. I'm here.
But
what was the point of putting the belt on Cheetah, though, if she was just going to lose again after like a month?
It made no sense to me. It made no... My thing is, why did you just let her beat Saraya?
You know
that would make more sense.
You know what, Trevor? Look, that's a lot of logic that you're talking. I don't think people.
You're right. I spent too much logic. You're right. That makes too much sense.
You mean the person that she broke up with in the group in that match? The person that she was feuding with? Oh, no.
No. Why would that make sense? But why should we do that?
I just look.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna say that Cheetah has been, like buried in AEW. I don't think it's a fair characterization to say that she's been buried. I think she has definitely been done dirty, though. Like,
to be the matriarch of the women's division, because that's exactly what she is.
Yep.
First 3-time champ, longest champ.
And then she has like the 2 shortest reigns.
Exactly. But she's the measuring stick, right? She's the measuring stick. And as good as Britt Baker's title run was, didn't touch it. As good as
Sorry, go ahead.
You know, no, you're right. Like as good as the other title reigns have been. Like in some way, yes, they did touch it. Like as far as Britt Baker being the defending champion, as far as Britt Baker like being on the mic, yes, you could put her up there with Sheeta, but Sheeta wrestled like she was the man, so to speak. It's still a cliche. She wrestled anytime, any place. She defended that belt twice a week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's more the measuring stick than Britt Baker is.
Well, I mean, the part of the reason for that is like Britt Baker just hasn't been on TV.
Yeah, true. They haven't pushed her like that. Yeah. And it might be her work schedule. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
I mean, I know recently, like it's been because of like, you know, what obviously what happened with Adam Cole and like,
Right.
you know, which is a very nice thing. I will say this, just to close the loop on the women's world title thing. I would have had zero problem with the quote unquote hot, because like I'm not one to like, you know, make a big deal about hot potatoing belts, as long as it makes sense, right? Like hot potatoing, quote unquote, like the TNT title became overdone, but for a while there, like I understood why, because like it was someone's time, it was someone else's time. But I don't know, I just don't feel like this was the time to do that. I don't think that Cheetah was the person to do this with. It would have made way more sense in LA to have Saraya versus Toni Storm and play that up. That being said, it was an awesome match. It was great.
It was a good match. It definitely was a good match. The ending I wasn't expecting, but it happened.
We got Ryan Woodridge leaving the super chat. Thank you so much, Ryan, saying,
"Thank you, sir."
CM Punk said that he won't be at the pay-per-view. Broken. Ryan, I want to talk about that. I really want to talk about that in our next segment. We will cover this at length. But I do want to just wrap up talking about Full Gear, but before we do,
yeah, absolutely. Let's get through Full Gear.
But we will get to this, and I appreciate your super chat and your support. So the final thing, really, I guess, to talk about is the main event. MJF, Jay White, and as many people do, they complained about this match and Jay White being, quote, buried. Trevor, I want to ask you straight up, yes or no, was Jay White buried at this pay-per-view?
I don't really think so. I don't really think so. I don't know if you thought so, but I don't think so. I mean, to be honest, the way they set it up, he was potentially going to be buried. You still, let's be honest, the stealing the belt gimmick only works but so far. And like when the person does win it back, sometimes, especially the way it happens, it seems like the character's being buried. But I don't necessarily think he was buried. Not necessarily. Like, I mean, I will say it kind of seemed like he jobbed out the last half of the match, kind of sort of, but not really. I don't think it was a bury type thing, though.
It's so weird. Like, usually, like, even if I disagree with someone's take, I kind of understand why. Like generally why people are saying, like, oh, someone was buried, or
right.
like I'm like, okay. I watched this match back, right? And I was like, I don't get it. It was a good match. And it was like
I don't get it at all.
I think possibly part of this has to do with a lot of AEW's fans not being big for like storyline driven match, like not storyline driven matches, but like I don't even know. Like I guess it's storyline driven matches.
But can you really say that when one of the biggest matches of AEW was a story driven match?
People didn't like Adam. There were a lot of fans who did not like Adam Cole versus MJF.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Or Hangman versus what's his name? Kenny Omega.
It's such a weird thing, right? Because I'm like, I'm someone who definitely likes the AEW. Like, look, I'll say it. You and I both probably agree. We probably like AEW more than WWE as a product, like not as like
as a product. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like that's fine, and that can be true, but we can also kind of like look at things like objectively, what's good, what's bad, all that kind of stuff. Like while I like AEW as a in-ring thing and the sports oriented product and all that, I'm like, it's for pro wrestling. You gotta have like stories. You gotta have like, sometimes you gotta have like the whole friendship thing. I'm like, I dig that. Like the MJF and Adam Cole becoming friends and like all that stuff, and the callback to the original Full Gear with throwing in the towel. I dug that stuff. I really liked it. So
Yeah, I did. I definitely liked that a lot.
and I thought this was a great showcase for Jay White too.
Oh yeah, I mean, because Jay White's another one that's going to be up there eventually. I mean, he's going to be another title holder. So like, I thought this was definitely a good like a showcase for him.
For sure. Let's switch gears, as Ryan says, Trevor, let's hear your macho impersonation.
Don't know if I have one.
You're telling me that you don't got the macho in you, brother. Well, yeah, dig it.
Who the fuck is calling me from Bethesda? Sorry.
Oh, wait, Ryan wants to hear my mankind.
There you go.
You want to hear what happened to me when I was 4 years old? The bullies wouldn't stop. They kept hurting me. That's my mankind. Or do you want to hear?
Yes. That works. That definitely works.
And then my Mick Foley is just like, bang, bang, buy my book.
Bang, bang.
Buy my book. Countdown to lockdown. The worst wrestling.
I can only imagine what our Christmas special is going to be like this year.
Oh, it's going to be god awful. It's going to be it's going to be a trip. Let's switch gears to. All right, so before we do, Jay says Jay White or Shida has been more buried in your opinion of Full Gear. Shida. I wouldn't agree with the term buried, but definitely Shida is more hurt by what happened at Full Gear.
Definitely.
Let's switch gears to what Ryan mentioned in the chat. CM Punk said he won't be at the pay-per-view. Before we get to this, though, I want to kind of offer a bit of background on the entire CM Punk situation. So, CM Punk, of course, is no longer with AEW. He was fired by the company after an incident in All In. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumors about will he, won't he show up in Chicago at Survivor Series. And look, I think that it is fair to say that it is a long shot, a long shot for CM Punk to show up at Survivor Series at this point. Sean Ross Sapp from FightfulSelect.com, great reporting by him. Go over there and check them out, guys. Has been obviously on top of the CM Punk news ever since he returned to AEW. And he has said unequivocally on multiple occasions that he has been told directly from WWE that people should not expect CM Punk at Survivor Series, and that WWE wants it to be clear. Like, it's a different thing when they when Sean asks and says, "Hey, CM Punk going to be there?" And they're like, no. But this was one of those things where they reached out apparently to him and were like, "Hey, tell people that he's not going to be there because we don't want people thinking he's going to be there." And they've obviously they even went as far as they had a what's it called, a fifth entrant into the WarGames match on the Cody Rhodes team. And Cody, instead of waiting until Survivor Series to let the secret out, Cody was like, "I got a Viper coming at Survivor Series." He's like, "Oh,
we have a legacy together."
It's there's no CM Punk, guys. There's no there's voices in his head. There's no CM Punk, please. So I think, again, given all of that, it's a long shot. That being said, Trevor, one thing that you and I have definitely learned by being professional wrestling fans for as long as we have is never say never. 3 keywords.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is my final background spiel. I am not going to that. I was gonna be. It's weird. I was gonna be in Chicago anyway because it's friends Friendsgiving whatever thing. And I was like, oh wow, Survivor Series. God damn it. I'm like, It's like, oh, what are you doing Saturday? Wrestling show. They're like, look, even if they're like, here's the thing. My rationale is like, one, I get to see WarGames live. That's a cool thing. Wrestling bucket list.
Oh, of course.
Boom. And then two,
That's definitely a bucket list thing. Definitely.
And then number two, I was like, there's a 1% chance he might be there. Who knows? Anyway, so we'll be there. Justin from Juggernaut is also going to be there. So he and I will meet up and probably share a Coke. But sorry, a Pepsi. Chicago. Coke. It's Chicago. I'm sorry.
I was say Coke. You might get shot.
Anyway, sorry. Only reason that I think people at this point are even thinking that Punk may return is that these promos that Nakamura has been cutting, where he's just been apparently talking into like the void, and he's just like, I'm gonna get you. I know exactly who you are, and like it's apparently building up this mystery of like who this person is that Nakamura's talking to. Right. So we'll see. Trevor, what do you think? A lot of hullabaloo, a lot of speculation, a lot of talk, but will he be there?
A lot of it. You know what? There's a possibility he may be there, but he may not show up. Like he may not make an inch. You know what I mean? Because apparently he was at a wrestling event not too long ago, and didn't stay behind the stage or whatever. Didn't do anything else. Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be that type of thing. The possibility of CM Punk coming to WWE, to me, is a very, very big long shot. Like, if Triple H does it, it's really just to say screw AEW, honestly. And I mean, let's be honest, like they don't like each other. There isn't much of a camaraderie between him and the higher ups. Like Sean said, he understands him, but he understands him because he's pretty much a prick like me. Like, I mean, I don't really see CM Punk coming back. I don't. Not to WWE. If he does, like you said, you can never cut anything out because this is professional wrestling. But I don't see it happening.
This is Marshawn Lynch handing out turkeys in the street.
Why are we looking at Marshawn Lynch?
I don't know. I was pulling up something else about CM Punk.
I mean, that's cool, but
I just came across this, and I was like, I don't know. This is so wholesome. And I was like,
it is. It really is wholesome.
Happy Thanksgiving. Anyway, I agree with you.
My dad used to do that every Thanksgiving. He would fry turkeys, and he would donate them to a church or whatever, and also the homeless.
I bet they were seasoned. I ate some turkey that recently that someone made.
Was it seasoned? Was it good?
Allegedly, they said they seasoned it. Allegedly.
The water was seasoned.
I pulled a whole Gordon Ramsay. I was like, get some water.
It was probably dry too, wasn't it?
Very dry. It's not soggy. I need my turkey to be soggy. That being said, I do agree. Like the tension there, right? Not just with Triple H, with Roman Reigns, with Seth Rollins. These things are real, right?
Yeah.
They don't like CM Punk.
Roman has openly come out and said, "I don't like him."
Yep.
I don't think he should. I don't think he should show up. I don't think he will cut it in WWE, and I personally just don't like the guy.
It is. Here's my thing, right? I think I've always been like firm in my belief that if you're WWE, you at least have the conversation about CM Punk. You have to. He's just
right.
He's just so big. like he's just so good. Like, let's be honest. Like, much of a headache and pain that people may think he is, he's just really, really good.
But the next question after that is he worth it though? Is he worth putting up with that headache when you have one of the greatest wrestlers in this generation in Roman Reigns? You have a great title reign going on with Seth Rollins. You have an up-and-coming star in LA Knight. Like, you got a lot going on that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with. It's like getting James Harden, right? Is he worth is he worth the headache when you know he's just gonna get lost in the shuffle?
I love the James Harden. That is a pretty good. That's a pretty good comp, actually. Now that I think about it. That's a good one. The thing is, though, right? The one thing that I think like trumps a lot of this is Endeavor.
Right.
At the end of the day, Ari Emanuel and Endeavor care about one thing: ensuring that WWE in TKO, this new entity with WWE and UFC, is as profitable as it could possibly be. So, say what you want about CM Punk, like, or whatever. The dude is a needle mover.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, ratings, attendance, all that stuff goes up when he's there. Like, that is just, it's just true. Like, people want to say, like, whatever, it's true. You could argue the WWE right now doesn't need that. But I think if you're Endeavor and you're like, if CM Punk is the difference between, us doing great business right now, but then like taking the next step where every single PLE we do is in a stadium.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Bring him in.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I totally agree with you.
Because here's the thing too. I think at the end of the day, Roman and Seth, they will put it aside if it makes them money.
Well,
and if it's best for business.
Said that. Like, he literally pretty much said that. And so, I mean, Seth didn't come out and say it, but we know Seth is...
You're a cancer. We don't want you here. Stop, Phil.
But Roman pretty much said that.
I was looking wild in that promo.
But that was hilarious, dude. But no, Roman pretty much said that. Roman said pretty much, well, if it's good for business, I'm fine with it. But at the same token, like, not a fan.
Now, hypothetically, look, this is a silly show. So hypothetically, CM Punk versus Nakamura as his first feud. What would you think?
Not a bad match, honestly. Not a bad. I mean, there are dream matches, right? They're definitely dream matches, and it would honestly make it worth the while. But here's my thing. If CM Punk comes to WWE, CM Punk is going to want to be the one to beat Roman Reigns.
I don't think he will. I think he's smart. Look,
is arrogant is
I'm not
is
saying
Mr.
he's
Brooks
not.
is?
I'm not saying he's not arrogant. I just think that I'm trying not to get myself in trouble here.
Right.
And by in trouble, I'm trying to look in my opinion, I don't know CM Punk at all, but seeing what I've seen, I think that he felt that he could do that in AEW because of the way that he was treated there, because the fact that it was a younger company. I think if he goes to WWE, he's going to be a little bit more on guard. And he's going to be a little bit more, okay, this is not how things work here. Kind of that big fish, small pond. Like, I'm not saying that that's what he was, but I think that's kind of how he maybe viewed it. Was he felt? I think he kind of was a big fish, small pond. Though, like a big there, fish, he's just like a fish in that massive lake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I think he may have felt that way. I mean, who wouldn't though? You know what I mean? Like, big fish in a small pond at AEW. Like, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's. Look, odds are it's not happening. I'll just throw out 5% chance that he shows up. But I doubt he's going to be.
If it doesn't happen now, I don't think it's going to happen at all. If it happens at all.
Number 30 at the Royal Rumble. Look in my eyes. What do you see? I fought Jack Perry.
Oh.
I was full of anger. I wanted to scream. And then I threw myself at Tony Khan. Oh. Brock
Shitty
Lesnar signed a new
pissing
contract
man.
with WWE. No, he did not. He is still on his old deal. He is expected to return, though, according to Meltzer, at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Cool.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. Hold.
Yeah.
Gorge. Yo, hey, big shout out to the Goofy movie though. I watched. This,
I love the Goofy movie.
I watched this video from this channel called Nerdstalgic, which is a massive like channel. All of you probably know it, but like they talked about like they covered like the Goofy movie and why it's like this movie shouldn't have worked, but it really did, and I was like, hell
It
yeah,
shouldn't have.
It was.
It shouldn't have, but it
movie.
worked.
And then my biggest movie hot take is Goofy movie. A very Goofy movie is better than Goofy movie. When he goes,
Yeah, I agree.
That scene when Goofy walks into his son's college lecture with an afro, wearing like the 1970s like disco blazer, and it's just like, I'm a yearning for some learning. I
Yuck.
Maxie. Hey there,
Maxie.
Yo, that's like every...
Dude, my favorite part of Goofy anything is always when he falls.
Gorge. I love it. Like that. But I remember when I watched that movie, right? Like I was in like elementary school, and I was like, God, man, like it's so real. Like,
right.
I don't know if your parents ever did this, but like sometimes like at my school, parents would like come in and just observe the class.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, my mom, like my dad came in once and he just observed. I was like,
but see, not in my school, 9 times out of 10, if your parents came to observe you, you did something for them to observe, and they came to beat your honey in front of your friends.
We got CC here saying super late, but I made it just in time. You damn right you did. You made it just in time to hit that like button. Please do that, guys. Ryan Woodridge in the chat says, did AEW just sign a new wrestler? Roll Ryan.
Oh, woof.
Did they ever? They might have just... Look. Trevor, Will Ospreay is hashtag all elite in Oh, sorry. It's not just Will Ospreay. Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay are all elite. Tony Khan just randomly, after Dynamite, was like, yeah, okay, we're going to have an awesome surprise signing at the pay-per-view this Saturday on pay-per-view at BleacherReport.com, internationally on Fight and TV, YouTube, and now I wish I could have Ibushi, let's go! I'm just like,
dude, when they signed Kota Ibushi, I said, what? Oh, Mr. Ibushi-san.
Ibushi, man, that man was... in rare form at that. Did you see that I forgot what it's called, like that hardcore match they had at Dynamite last week with Ibushi?
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi was funny as hell, riding around that bicycle,
barely hitting people,
bonking. No, I characterize that as bonking. Like he was.
That was a bonk. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That was the bonk.
Bonk. Like,
dude, it was hilarious to me. I'm like,
from Brian Cage. Oh, absolutely.
You got bonked.
I love Kota Ibushi. That man literally eats fireworks for.
Dude, he can do no wrong. He can do no wrong.
Ryan in the chat asks, "Hi, bro. Did MJF sign a new deal?" I've been saying this for a while. I'm pretty sure he signed a deal.
I think he did. It hasn't come out to the light yet, but I believe he has.
Yeah,
or at least some type of extension.
And I think you're probably referring, Ryan, to that PW Insider report that said that people in WWE think he's signed a 5-year deal. I'm not sure if it's 5 years, but I'm fairly confident that he signed a new.
If you're AEW, you throw that man any contract he wants at this point.
That is your guy.
That's your guy. Like, you may not have thought he was your guy, but he's your guy. He's a throwback, but he's also new aged, and it's crazy. Like, he can do almost anything. Like, MJF is probably one of my favorite people in wrestling right now. And like I always say, I really don't have a favorite wrestler. I've been looking for one. I want one. I really do. And it might be the MJF. It might be.
Bryan Danielson's right there.
I mean, I've always been an Edge fan too, so.
Well, Christian's better. It's true. It is true. Like, we've talked about this before.
We have. But it's just how snarky you said it. But yeah, he is right now. He's
I'll
definitely.
have you know, Christian Cage is a more successful wrestler than Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland's only been wrestling for 2 months. He's hardly Sexton Hardcastle.
Yeah, Sexton Hardcastle. I want to see it. I don't care what anyone says. One night only. Give me Sexton Hardcastle in the ring.
That'd be great.
It's Sexton. Can you imagine Excalibur being like, there he is, Sexton.
You know who I would love to see in AEW, especially back when he first started with his music was Addicted to Love, Rhett Titus.
Wait, what? That was a thing? His music was Addicted to Love?
When he would come down and go, gonna have to face it, you're addicted to love. Rhett Titus.
My God.
Shout out to Red Titus. I love Red Titus.
Shout out to Red Titus. Also, RIP to BTE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Matt and Nick Jackson have gone full on heel turn here, and they're like,
yeah,
no
I saw
more
that.
BTE
Actually.
for you marks.
I saw that.
Ryan asks, should Goldberg come to Impact Wrestling? That man is not going anywhere in TNA. They don't even have the money to. Even if they had the money, it's not worth it. Like, CM Punk would be. This ain't. What else do we? Okay, yeah, but we didn't talk about Will. Ospreay is all elite. Trevor, pop off, King.
My man, bruv. So, it was so funny because like
pop off, bro.
I was watching it and my boy comes over to me. He's a wrestling fan. He goes, my boy Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. He goes, yo, did you see what's going on? I said, no, what's going on? He was like, they're about to announce who's joining. And who you think it is? I was like, he told me who it was. I was like, I think it. I'm pretty sure it's Will Ospreay. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Will Ospreay. And so I see it. He comes up and I walk over to him. And he just looks at me and he goes, bro. and then as soon as it happened, I text you. I was like, yo, bro. Like, dude, I love Will Ospreay. This guy is a worker. If Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay is a close second. Like, with a couple other exceptions. Like, but definitely. Like, Will Ospreay is gonna, when it's all said and done, is gonna be up there as one of the best wrestlers who ever laced his boots. And that's not an exaggeration.
Yep.
He makes almost every match watchable. He makes you want to watch the match even if you don't like the other wrestler, because he puts that wrestler on a pedestal and it makes him perform. You have no choice but to perform when you're in a ring with Will Ospreay. Like, let's be honest, Orange Cassidy, Will Ospreay, probably one of the greatest matches I've seen in my life. One of them. That was an amazing match.
Yeah.
Like, that's easy top 10 match of all time. Easy.
You know what's hilarious, dude? So I have in my phone, I got like a notes tab, right? With like, I have a running list of like, okay, what's my because I want to I'm trying to be on top of my game as far as like, end of the year.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What's the top? What do I think really is the top match of the year? Trevor, on this top 10 list, I have 30 matches.
Okay. How many is Bryan Danielson in?
Oh, look, I'm not gonna. Okay, well, you know what? Let's here. I will. Oh God!
Like right. 30.
One, two isn't too bad. 1, 2, 3, only 4.
Really?
4 out of 30 is not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Let's see, how many are Omega?
Probably like 4, if not 5.
Yeah. I will tell you, Swerve is definitely going to be on that list.
Oh, he should be.
That Swerve Hangman match is going to be on that list. Like, that is
definitely should
top
be. Like, Swerve has definitely definitely made me eat my words about him a couple times, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I welcome it.
We got Chase in the chat saying, "Is there an open challenge from Nakamura to Survivor Series?" It feels like there is. I don't know if they've officially announced one, but it feels like there is.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like they're building up to. Joker says, "Yes, Shakamura having open." Oh, Shakamura, Shinsuke, Shakamura.
yeah.
Shakamura. Nakamura having an open challenge Survivor Series. Yeah, so I guess it could happen. Yeah. Anyway, going back to Ospreay, I agree with what you said though about him. Like, I don't think there's anyone right now in professional wrestling having as good matches as consistently as Ospreay is. Like
the only other person I could put up there is probably Junior, Jack Sabre Jr. Maybe.
No, I don't even think. I think Ospreay's like in a different league. I think like for me, it's like it's Ospreay and Bryan, right, and MJF.
Right.
It really like if we're talking about consistency through the year, it's
yeah. You have to throw Orange Cassidy's first title reign in there too. You gotta throw
sure. I'll throw that in there. But I think like as far as like having like main event like matches.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I'm not saying like you're right. You are 100% right in that like Orange Cassidy like work rate off the charts, and I think like he's in the conversation there. But like, to me, those are like the three like who've just been consistently churning out amazing moments, amazing matches. And Ospreay, you could argue, is like the best of them right now for this year in 2023, because you have the two matches he's done with Kenny, you have the match with Zack Sabre Jr., you have the match with Jericho, which is really great at All In.
Really good.
You have obviously like like his.
Did that match with him and the Jobber, as you call him, Matt Cardona, ever happen?
I don't think
because they were scheduled to wrestle. I don't know if it happened or not.
Man, Ospreay. Could you imagine Ospreay? Bro, who is this Long Island Ice bro?
To be honest with you, and I know we joke around about certain things. I would have loved to see that match just to see what Cardona could actually do with a guy like him. Like, honestly.
Dude, could you imagine the promos? He's like, bro, look at you, bro. You're like, you're champion of the internet, bro. I'm the real fucking champion, mate. Champion of the internet. That's rich. I'm not as rich as you with all these podcasts, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, he'd be wild.
Your wife went back to WWE, but they didn't want you, bro.
And I didn't want them, bro. They only wanted your wife, bro. How is Karen, by the way? Do you see The Rock running for president? Never say never, but I highly doubt it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Rock's too busy making movies.
Really bad movies.
Some of them are.
Ryan asks, do you think Nick Nemeth will go to AEW, join his brother? Eventually. I think eventually.
That could be interesting.
I think he could. He's a guy who's like he could have like a nice indie run first. And we got. Do you think that Moxley will win the title at Wrestle Kingdom? No.
Nope.
I think if anyone should beat Will Ospreay for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, it should be someone who's actually not a heavyweight. But I think it should be Zack Sabre Jr. That would be
a lot of fun.
They had a kick-ass match, man. They had a kick-ass match a few months ago.
Such a great match. I say give Orange Cassidy another shot at him. Honestly, I would love to see a number 2.
No, you would love to see number 2. Hello, number 2. How are you? Oh man. We got Joker in the chat saying, "Did you hear about WrestleMania 40 matches?"
Nothing.
Cody versus Roman, lol, and Roman wins. Lol?
Nothing in stone yet. No,
I don't think anything's in stone for that yet. Let's. Anything else you want to talk about with Ospreay? Like who do you think his first feud should be?
Other than that, I think we've talked ad nauseum about him. First feud with Ospreay. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna be healthy by then, but I'd love to see Ospreay and baby, Adam Cole, baby. That'd be a great one.
You know it's all about that, bro.
Oh, bro. That'd be a
Bro.
good one. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't talk. Well, we did talk a bit about him like maybe last year, but Daniel Garcia, Ospreay, would be
Be a kick-ass
a
match.
damn good match.
It would be a kick-ass match for sure.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the pay-per-view this weekend. Survivor Series, WWE Survivor Series. Oh, sorry, before we do, I should probably say my favorite match or the match I want to see, right?
probably should.
Probably should. He's not coming until March. I think Will Ospreay should come in at Revolution and beat MJF for the world championship.
Really? Okay.
I see.
I can see that.
I see. Look,
I can see that.
I don't think he should wait. And I'm not saying like this would be a waste of time. I'm sure it would be fun, but like having matches with like great people, building him up for like 6 months, whatever. I just think that he is. It's undeniable. He is your next big star. Cement it immediately and let everyone know he's the guy, and show him what
and
he can.
We have to see. You have to see Bryan Danielson in the Wells, right? We have to.
And have him beat like MJF in like the scummiest way possible. Because MJF is somehow, Trevor.
He's the people's scumbag.
He's the people's scumbag. I'm saying this man is like the biggest face in wrestling right now. I love him.
Yes, I don't know. And you know what? He's such a face. It's almost nauseating.
It's sickening.
Actually,
how dare he be
it's
good?
sickening how much of a face he is now.
How dare you be so entertaining and
likable.
I hate you. I'm a wrestler. That's a wrestling fan take.
How dare you be someone I like?
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see that. Honestly. Okay.
Ryan Woodbridge in the chat says, Trevor, you should run for president. You would win.
Hey, I'd vote.
I didn't win. I didn't win in high school. I probably won't win now.
Look. I had an election that was rigged in high school. It was rigged. No one's ever lost an election like I have. It was
many elections.
Anyway. Let's talk about Survivor Series, Trev. WWE Survivor Series 2023. Sorry. WWE Survivor Series WarGames coming to you
WarGames
live from Chicago, Illinois. This is going to be my first time at the legendary All-State Arena, what many wrestlers call Rosemont Horizon, which is also Stone Cold's favorite arena to ever wrestle in. So
interesting.
Yeah, he said like the acoustics on that thing are just insane. So gonna be a packed house, over 15,000 tickets sold for this event. They like said there's gonna be no stage. It's gonna be basically like the entire bowl is gonna be full up with fans. So it's great. Still haven't bought my ticket yet. I'm gonna wait till the last minute so those prices are as low as humanly possible. That's the trick that people don't tell you about wrestling tickets, guys. If you're like thinking about going to a show that you're like, I don't really care where I sit. Wait till like the last minute to buy your tickets, because there's always, whether it's SeatGeek or wherever, secondary market, there's always going to be tickets available at the last minute. Like sold out doesn't actually mean sold out, So
it doesn't mean that.
Anyway, Trevor, let's get right into the card, because there's some decent matches on this shit.
It is. It really is, actually.
And look, it's so far only 5 matches. I'm down with this. First, we have to talk about Intercontinental title on the line. Gunther versus The Miz. Now, there's no way in hell The Miz is going to win, but somehow, some way, they have made this a very entertaining state of affairs here.
You know what? I think he actually might. I think they might give it to him.
If they give it to him, I will. If they give it to him, I will. I'll leave, bro. Like, I'll just leave. I'm not
I'll just
watching
leave.
WWE
You know what?
no more if that's
Fuck
happening.
this. I'm gone.
No, actually, I'd be like, no, and like I'm leaving. This is, and I would take people with me. I would like get a group of like, hey, who else wants to leave? We're going.
I mean, you haven't left yet. Logan Paul is the champion in WWE. You haven't left yet.
Anyone want to share an Uber? Like, let's go. Jesus. Anyway, but like, the reason I say I'm interested in this match is Gunther cut a really impassioned promo on.
He did.
On what's his name?
Raw.
The Miz on Mr. Mizanin. Here's the. Let me see the audio plays here.
You haven't been bullied enough.
Oh yeah, Gunther. I forgot that Miz is supposed to be the face here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Miz is the face here, and the whole thing is Gunther is like, yeah, apparently you haven't been bullied enough. You were bullied because like Miz was like, I was bullied in school, blah blah blah, and he's like, you haven't been bullied enough. Like, you were bullied in school. You were bullied on the real world, and then you got bullied when you came to the WWE by your heroes. And like I was like, Gunther coming in with the shots.
The heat. The heat.
Trevor, he wasn't done there. You wanted me to read you this quote? This is an insane quote. Gunther is like, I think like this man said, "Oh, you got me wrestling the Miz. All right, whatever. I'm gonna make this gold." So he went on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, great show, by the way, and he said the following, and I quote, "I don't remember anything specific in Miz's career. I can promise you that." I said it before because I forgot the years. I don't know. Maybe it was like, what, 2010, 2012? But there was a time where I came up as a wrestler, or even later. I didn't even bother watching WWE because it really wasn't my thing. I liked Japanese wrestling. Loved some of the indie stuff. That's where my focus was when I watched for my personal entertainment. But also, like Japanese matches, how I could use it. So The Miz, for me, was always the embodiment of an era when I didn't like to watch WWE at all. So getting him in the ring now is fantastic, especially in WWE. It's about the Intercontinental Championship, and it's really the matchup to see who's the greatest IC champion of all time. This man said... This man said, I don't really remember what he was doing.
Dude, I can roast 16 times in one statement.
I don't really watch that shit.
Jesus.
Yo, he's like, I mean, like, obviously, like, I think Gunther is the best Intercontinental. This is the best Intercontinental title reign of all time.
Yeah, of all time. Yeah. Who's second?
I would probably say, so this is weird because like I love Randy Orton's like 2004 title reign. I thought that was great. But like I think Bret Hart back in 90.
Bret Hart had a very good one.
Was it 92? When he had that, it was during that it was during that feud that he had with Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Like,
because I think Kurt Hennig won it from him.
And then that all led up to SummerSlam. Yes, so that Bret reign.
Yes,
that Bret reign. That was the one that led up
because
to SummerSlam 92.
That reign with Mr. Perfect was arguably one of the better ones he's had too. Like it was a pretty good reign for Kurt as well. Like that whole little thing there was awesome.
Jermaine in the chat randomly asked a question and says, "Do you think any company, not AEW, should take a chance at Matt Riddle?" I wouldn't want him to.
No.
I'm not watching because of Matt Riddle. That's all I'm going to say. You're not going to get me.
Let's just be honest. Like, for different reasons, he's a cancer just like CM Punk's cancer. But CM Punk is entertaining and not a complete and utter piece of crap.
CM Punk is like a meme. Is like a meme cancer.
Yeah,
I don't want to use the word cancer anymore because like that was a Seth Rollins quote, but like he's like a he's like a meme. He's a meme problem, but
Yeah.
like Riddle is a problem.
Riddle is like that house. Riddle is that pest in the house that you've done being nice with, and you just want to bomb the hell out of it. Like that's pretty much
Like,
it.
that's
Like
it.
Riddle should
Call in the exterminator.
yeah. Like, Riddle should just not be in a wrestling federation ever.
My man comes in with his little like the medicine or whatever, and got the ass crack out, and he's like, "All right, where do you want this?"
We want this
Everywhere. I'm gonna need a bigger bed. I'm gonna need a bigger boot.
Just go on there and deliver them their house. They go, big boss man. There you go.
Gunther versus the Miz Intercontinental title. Gunther wins, right?
Gunther wins, yes.
Yep. I think there's a chance for this match to be good, though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very good, actually. Surprisingly.
Up next, we have LWO Implosion here as Santos Escobar wrestles. Do you know what cool is? Carlito returning.
I spit in the face.
Pay-per-view.
I spit in the face of people who don't like to be.
I'm so
cool.
mad they got rid of that theme song.
Yeah, me too. That was my favorite theme song.
Do you know how mad I'm gonna be listening to like no, give me two. I spit in the face.
Spit in the face
of people who don't want to be cool.
Like to be cool.
You know what cool? I love the ad libs too in that song. Like,
you know what cool is?
Haha, I'm cool.
I'm cool.
It's amazing.
No, first off, I don't know what buildings he's been lifting up or what continent he's been bench pressing. Dog. So, he's huge.
In shape. And no
he's in great shape.
No roid belly.
No Roy Belly, no. Like and he can still move at that big too. That's what's interesting to me.
Yeah, I think he's obviously in great shape, and to be like, what is he now, like nearly 45? 40?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 44 years old.
No,
He's in the best shape of his career. Like he's been looking better than he did in 2004.
Best shape of his life, probably.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm cool, man. But he is wrestling
skinny
someone
when he first
Trevor.
came to WWE.
He's wrestling someone who is not cool. Santos Escobar, of course, attacked Rey Mysterio. He then went on to say that he hopes that Rey Mysterio gets an infection in his leg and his leg has to be amputated.
I was like, hey, I said, look. I heard that. I was like, yo.
That's wild.
That might be the most messed up thing I've heard since MJF put someone in labor. Like,
he did. I like. You know what? Anytime someone's like, "Hey MJF, why are you the greatest promo of all time?" That's all he has to ever say. He's like, "I literally sent someone into labor through a promo." Like that's wild. Anyway, but obviously Santos Escobar not cool right now. Definitely not cool with the LWO. They are building him up to be a pretty big face or a pretty big heel. What do you think? Carlito, Santos Escobar, does Carlito got a shot here?
Carlito's will win.
You think Carlito's gonna win?
I think he should. I mean, I know he probably won't just to keep the story going, but I think he should. I mean, it's one of his first real matches back in a pay-per-view. Like, he should win.
Santos Escobar, WWE's Triple H is a Santos Escobar guy. Like, he loves Carlito, I'm sure, but like, he's a Santos Escobar guy. That's like someone he brought up in NXT. I think it makes sense to have Santos win too, because like, look, Santos Escobar is on a mission right now to be like, I'm gonna destroy the LWO. He's on his Vince shit from like 2002. Where he's like, WWE is my creation, and I'm gonna kill it and inject it with a lethal dose of poison.
That face.
Hey, Tony, can I have my job back yet?
That's a face that only the radio can love.
I'll have you know. CM Punk didn't like this face. But he can go cry me a river.
You know what would be hilarious? if in like when you get older, that's the face you had.
You got something covering the left side of your screen.
Sorry about that.
There.
Guys.
Sorry. Just wanted to make sure the people could see your beautiful, lovely face. Yeah, I
don't know what that was.
I think Carlito winning would be cool, but I don't know. I love how this chat has just turned into them wanting you to run for president. Like literally. President for sure. Love the shirt, even your entertainment. Oh yeah, the shirt. That's a nice shirt. Show the people what you got at home.
It's Bluey. Uh-oh, I killed stuff.
What up, party people? Heck yeah, we love to see that. Trevor the Entertainer spotted it. Carlito's old theme and gimmick was so entertaining. Miss it. I love
Dude,
that too.
I loved it. He was one of my favorites back on. I actually was Carlito for Halloween.
You know what? Cool. That's not cool. Were you just going around like biting apples and spitting in people's faces? That's wild. That is a wild thing to do.
I was in Adams Morgan and I had like a bag full of apples.
He's like, I gotta have a fresh apple for every face I spit. You're like,
it was the funniest thing.
I imagine
one of the clubs what I was doing, and he was like, "That's hilarious."
I imagine you hitting on a girl, and then like she rejects you, and you just go, "Excuse me."
That's not cool. Because like one bartender, they didn't have the beer I liked, and I bit into that. That's not cool. That's not cool.
That's not cool. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Carlito is still responsible for one of like the funniest moments in WWE Hall of Fame history. When he goes like, when he just starts roasting WWE's booking of the Hall of Fame. And he goes, and like he comes out and they this huge pop for him because he hasn't been in the company in years. And he just goes like, "Hey, that was very nice. You know, I'm used to wrestling in high school gym, so this is great." And also, I want to see how that talent relations meeting went, where they're like trying to figure out the order of things. Like, you know, like, hey, okay, so we got Razor Ramon, Mr. T, then we got to bring out the Ultimate Warrior. We need something in between to kind of bring them down. Send in the colognes. It's like it's a meme, right? It's like what's the wind down match? Let's send in the colognes. Like,
Yo, a lot of people don't talk about it, but his family is wrestling royalty too. I mean, just not so much in America, but definitely wrestling royalty.
Mm-hmm. Carlos Colon Sr. is definitely a wrestling legend in Puerto Rico, and possibly also part of a cover up of the late great.
A lot of things.
We're not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. Not gonna. He did not kill that person, but
no, he didn't. He knew what happened though. Anyway,
wouldn't happen to me though. Anyway, that's what you just wrote on him. Like, wouldn't happen to me though.
Shade's been thrown.
No.
Yes.
Shout out to Bruiser Brody. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Bruiser Brody.
I saw a Bruiser Brody T-shirt that I'm actually gonna buy.
I want like a T-shirt of like Hangman Page drinking Swerve's blood. AEW, make that. I'm gonna wear it.
All right.
I'm a dad and I wear that to like my kids like parent teacher conference. Like, so I want to talk to you about your son's perpetuation with violence.
Could you imagine
what of it?
us as parents wearing the same shirts we wear now?
Look, like Snoopy is fairly harmless.
So is Bluey, but like I have other shirts that aren't so harmless.
The Scissor Me Daddy ass shirt that I got. That's not. Anyway, Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark wrestling at this pay-per-view for the Women's World Title. Mommy gets a pretty big test here in Zoe Stark, someone who's been built up over the past number of months. She was with Trish Stratus. She's now on her own, and I think she's got a lot of talent here. Trev, what do you think? Who wins and why?
Zoe Stark is almost perfect match for Rhea Ripley. Like like you said, she's got a lot of fanfare, got a lot of presence in that ring. I like Zoe Stark. I don't think it's her time yet. I don't think it's her time yet. I think you keep the belt on Rhea for a little while longer, but her time's around the corner, though. Definitely around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's mommy's time. It's
Yeah.
mommy's time
Yeah.
until
And
Jade
she needs to
Cargill
have it
comes up.
without any interruptions, because her last title reign, say what you want, was tarnished with by the fact of Charlotte Flair feud. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Like, let's be honest. That was horrible. And he's crying because he knows it's true.
They had such a great match, though. It sucks that there was no build. Like,
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway, I agree though. Rhea Ripley, it's not her time to lose this belt. Jade, I think Jade is gonna be the person who takes that belt off of her.
Yep, I think that's what they're pushing it to.
Yeah. All right, WarGames matches. We have on one side Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi Blackheart, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, and the newly, there we go, signed Kairi Sane.
Very sane.
Also, Ryan wants to know who's going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, yes, Ryan is a smart man.
I think the Ravens is a good pick. I mean, let's say football.
Yes, I agree.
I think the Ravens is a good pick. On the NFC side, I'm gonna say it, and no one's gonna believe me, and I'm fine with that. The Lions.
I thought you were about to say the Cowboys. I was about to roast the living crap out of you.
No, I wasn't gonna say the Cowboys.
How about the Cowboys? We beat the Cardinals. Let's go.
We did beat the Cardinals, but anyway.
Like, look at that. Jerry was out here like, oh yeah, look at that. We beat them boys. We beat them birds.
We did beat the Cardinals. No, we did. But no, I honestly believe it's gonna be the Lions.
Jason Garrett's like a son to me.
The Lions are as quiet as kept are a damn good team.
I do think the Lions are probably going to break out. Like that was my preseason Super Bowl pick. Ravens Lions.
Yeah.
I Ravens over the Lions 31-27.
I say that's fair. Yeah, I say that's fair. I think so.
We got Chase in the chat saying Carlito would spit in the face of Santos Escobar if he was in his old gimmick. If he was cool, that's what he would do.
Yeah, he was cool, you know.
But women's WarGames match, Becky Lynch joining up with Charlotte Flair, someone she's had problems with in this WarGames match. Of course, there's been a lot of dissension hinted towards in between Bayley and the rest of Damage Control. So it's like a bit of a dissension-y match. What do you think happens here? Who wins?
I thought this was really cool the way they announced it, the way they brought Becky out. Like, did you see the little snippet where Becky was like reading or whatever, and she gets the phone call, and she's like, "No," and throws the phone.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then she picks up the phone. She goes, "Hello." Well, no. Boom, click. It clicks. It hangs up, and it calls again. She goes, "I told you no." You look, huh? And then she shows up in her arena.
You know what I feel like she did? I feel like it's like Charlotte was on the phone with in kayfabe. Charlotte was on the phone with her and went like, "Do you want to beat up Bayley?" And she goes,
"Sure." I think Charlotte's team wins though. Just because I mean, honestly, will work if Damage Control won, or if they won. But I think they're gonna let them win. Honestly,
yeah. I think that Damage Control picks up the victory here, and they kind of continue on with like the Bayley Charlotte Flair stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It works either way, honestly, for me.
Yeah, but I think this is gonna be great. I can't wait to see this match. Like, dude, like you have literally like 10 of the best wrestlers in the world here. You have Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, 8, I should say, Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi. Like that is an insane lineup for a WarGames match.
And I am very interested and excited to see what Shotzi does. I really am.
Hell yeah. We got Cody Rhodes in the main event, what's likely to be the main event. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, Jay Yeet Uso, Sammy, Roman, Zayn, and Randy the Viper Orton making his return versus the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who the hell is JD McDonough, and of course, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
All right, Trev. We obviously here. There's a lot to cover.
Yeah, there's a lot to go down with this one.
Ryan in the chat leaves another super chat. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you, sir, man.
Randy Orton is having new song and using the punt kick. I don't know if he's gonna have a new song.
Hey, I've never heard that, but
he will definitely punt someo's face in Chicago on Sunday.
I mean,
or Saturday.
Hey, it's gonna happen.
Could you imagine if he comes out to his face song? Hey, nothing you can say, nothing's gonna change what you done to me. Hey,
I don't know how to take what you just did.
Look, it was a great song, but it did not fit Randy Orton at all.
No, it didn't. It never fit Randy Orton. Not even when he was a face did it fit Randy Orton.
It's been a great song for Kenny Dykstra or something. Remember Kenny Dykstra?
Do remember Kenny?
Or Dolph Ziggler. That would have been a great song for Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Face Dolph Ziggler though.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
yeah, because he was soft as baby shit at one point.
Change what you done to me. You can't see it, but I'm thrusting the hips like Ziggler does.
I'm a little upset, actually.
What condition will Randy be in post surgery? So here's what we know. Yeah. Sorry, do you want to take it?
No, you can definitely take it.
All right. But basically, obviously he had back surgery a while back. He has not been on TV since almost WrestleMania, spring.
It's 2 years so far,
spring
right?
of 2022. Yeah, almost 2 years. But Cody Rhodes, this is before Cody tore his pec. So
right, that's right. Yeah,
it was a while back. Damn, that was back when I had COVID, really bad COVID. That was really bad COVID. My memory of Cody Rhodes in that Hell in a Cell match is so tarnished because I was so sick, Trevor.
Dude, you had COVID 17 times.
No, but I had we've all kind of had COVID 17 times, but no, but I'm talking about COVID. I'm talking about the Rona.
The Rona.
When it gets you. It's only really gotten me twice as far as I have been in zero state to live life.
Right.
I was okay, this is the last time I had COVID. I was you know what? It's been a good 20
It's been a good run.
I was replaying the leave the memories alone. Bro, you know what the wild thing about whenever I watch back the Ric Flair video package, that man did not leave the memories alone. He made all the bad memories again.
No, but honestly, for me, I only had COVID once. Honestly, truly, only had once.
Good for you.
Shit, I was trying not to have it at all.
Look, good for you, man. You only get it one. Wait, you want to fight about it?
What big whoop? Want to fight about it?
Fight about it? Anyway, going back to Orton, I don't know how I'm sorry that we got there. Going back to Orton, he obviously had back surgery. There was a time where he was told you probably can't wrestle ever again, but he's worked his way back. He's been cleared and he's ready to go. I will say, I think his in-ring style is going to change quite a bit.
Yeah, it has to, actually. I think so.
I think
as severe as that back injury was, I think it almost has to.
I never want to see Randy Orton ever do that wedge DDT ever again.
Oh, no.
That's part of it. The other part of it, obviously, is the RKO.
You think he's going to do the backbreaker?
I don't. I think he's gonna switch to the punt kick. That's the safest thing for him to do. He can probably do the RKO still every now and then for like make it special. And I think that's what it should be. Like the RKO is like an awesome move. Like make it special, make it feel special.
Yeah. I mean, what part of his back did he have surgery on? If you don't, if you know,
I think it was like the lower back.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But like still, like it's just one of those like that's like one of those like nagging wrestling injuries that can be really bad. It's like your back and your knees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at Kevin Nash.
Yeah, he had so many knee surgeries. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, Rhodes, Team Cody versus Team Judgment Day. Who do you think wins and why?
I think he's gonna. I think they're gonna win. I think Cody and them are gonna win. I could see where like Randy Orton like turns on Jey Uso in the middle of the match, whatever, because of his rapport with the Bloodline and everything, and what they did to Randy. I could see that happening and costing them the match, but I think they're gonna win.
I think Team Cody wins, and I think Dirty Dom takes the fall. I don't think it's gonna be JD. I think it's gonna be Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom. Yeah, it could be Dirty Dom. I think it might be. Yeah.
We got Ryan in the chat asking you a question, Trevor. Hi, bro. What's the best WWE movie that you have watched from the 80s and 90s?
So when we say WWE movie, we say movie that starred a WWE star, of course. Mm-hmm. Tell you one of the funniest ones. That doesn't necessarily make it good or watchable, but
I feel like I know where you're going.
No holds barred. Dookie. Dookie.
What? Dookie.
Did you just say Dookie?
So good. That and Mr. Nanny, impeccable.
Actually, I was going to say
Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny or Suburban Commando.
Oh no, that shit sucked. I can meme with you on Mr. Nanny and No Holds Barred. I can't meme with you on Suburban Commando.
I mean, but truly one of my favorite, if we're talking about just of all time, one of my favorite WWE movies has got to be See No Evil.
Yeah, it was actually a decent horror movie.
It in no other movie but besides that one, and I think it's one other, I can't remember the name of it right now, made me uncomfortable. Like, See No Evil made me uncomfortable. Like, not scared, but like, okay.
See No Evil was a good one. I still think the original Marine is like an underrated movie because for me, I'm like, here's the thing: people who watch the original Marine are like, oh yeah, whatever. It's a random action movie. Like, okay, look,
right?
Given where wrestling movies were at that point, right? The fact that movie was at the level of the most average action movie you could watch, that was an accomplishment in itself. All right, we like that was a big moment for wrestling moviedom.
It was. It really was. Like one of my favorites was actually, and yes, it's a knockoff of Die Hard with Avengers 3, but 10 rounds.
12 rounds. 12 rounds.
12 rounds.
John Cena, right?
Yeah, but then they had like 3 of them. So one was John Cena.
12 rounds, 2 Reloaded.
Well, that was Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, yeah.
And the last one was John Moxley.
Yeah, that one. I forgot about that. Mox did do him.
And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great by movie standards, but it wasn't horrible. Like even the first one, honestly, I still do not think John Cena is a great actor, but I think he's a better actor than The Rock in certain things.
I love how like he was credited in that movie as Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, he was.
That's really funny to me. Like they didn't even use like his
real name. No,
they didn't even use like his fake real name. They used like his wrestling name.
Yeah, he just wrestling name. Yeah.
because like his real name is like Johnny B. Good or Johnny D. Good, which by
Something
the way,
good. Good wall,
his
good
actual name is
something.
Jonathan David Good. I'm like,
Good,
Johnny D. Good is an amazing wrestling name.
It actually is, yeah. That actually is.
And the fact that you could like use that because that's your real name, like you're there, bro. Chase, what is Batista as an actor? He's good. He's good as Drax.
Yeah, definitely. He's good. Yeah.
He did do a movie with RVD once. I forgot the name of it.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
one of the funniest movies ever because that whole movie is RVD showing up to like in his pajamas and just like beating everyone's ass. And Batista shows up for like 5 minutes in that movie and they slap him on the cover like, but Dave Batista.
You know, Shawn Michaels has been in certain things. It was one show he was in where I think he was the somewhat bad guy, and his big thing, he just super kicked the shit out of this guy.
You remember when he was on Baywatch?
Shawn?
Shawn was on Baywatch. He played a bad guy. He played a generic bodyguard on Baywatch.
Was that when that may be what I'm talking about, when he super kicked someone.
I don't know if he super kicked someone. He definitely kidnapped an old lady and then tripped in sand. And like all I remember is him tripping in sand, and it was hilarious.
Dude, do you remember when like the Mega Powers and like I think someone else, the Legion of Doom, I think Kevin Sullivan was on Baywatch. Hulk Hogan, biggest claim to fame, he was dead. He was lifting weights with Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff, this character.
To save the gym.
Yes.
I was dying. They're like, the kids really care about the kids need this gym. And like you look around the gym, it's all like 30, 40-year-old men. I'm like, what kids, bro? Who's kids?
First off, you didn't watch Baywatch because it was good.
Look, I've seen like maybe 5 episodes of Baywatch. 2 of them are wrestling related, and there's
The
still
people
one.
that watch Baywatch, you know why they watch Baywatch? Because of the beginning, and they were jiggling. So, that's it.
That they were, my friend. There's one episode that I haven't watched that's wrestling related, and it's the Giant Gonzalez episode.
Oh yeah, I remember that one, but I don't think I actually saw it all the way through.
Yeah, so gotta check that out. Ryan asks, wasn't Becky Lynch in that movie? No, Becky Lynch was in Marine 6, Close Quarters.
Yep. Unfortunately,
I know because I watched that movie, and it was like
should have done that to yourself.
It was not great. It was not great. Like, I'm not gonna lie, The Miz, I respect The Miz a lot for what he's done. His acting ain't for me.
Is 8 for a lot of people.
He tries very hard. Not saying I could do better, but I know I
can't do better.
You know what? No. If we're talking about acting, I could do better than this.
I mean, I act like a just human being every day, and everyone's fooled. So I'm pretty sure that I can act better than this.
You fools, you think I'm normal?
Joke's on you.
I'm so weird. Oh, gosh. Well, I think we only have one more thing left to talk about. We already covered all the matches. I'm excited to be at Survivor Series. If you're going to be there, pop by and say hi.
Tell them
hi. Ronda Rousey in Ring of Honor. What do you think?
I thought that was amazing, actually. I don't know how many people hated it. I thought it was amazing.
A lot of people hated it.
A lot of people hated it. I thought it was cool, honestly.
I think that this is, again, as far as we know, this is like a one-off. Like, Ronda's only doing it whenever she wants.
Right.
But look, her and Athena, you want to get eyeballs on ROH? So you get eyeballs on ROH.
Yeah. I mean, that's always good for business, always good for wrestling.
Last question here. Ryan says, Trevor, did you ever see Ready to Rumble in the 80s? Why are all these questions directed at Trevor?
80s? I thought which Ready to Rumble was talking about?
That was that was 2000 actually.
Yeah.
2000, the year 2000.
Was it two Ready to Rumbles?
No, there's one Ready to Rumble. That was the one with David Arquette.
That was actually a damn good movie.
where they worked. It was a movie for sure. That was the Billy King movie where David
Yeah.
Oliver Platt.
I will crown.
No. He's like,
do me,
this
do me.
face, this mega face, and he's just like, I will rule you. This is basically what Hulk Hogan was in WCW. It's like, I will rule you.
He's next.
Like, it's almost, it's insane to think that movie was made by a wrestling company, because I'm like, there's
it was.
no way. Like, that movie was not, it was somehow like written for non-wrestling fans, but like the only audience that they advertised to, or was who was going to watch that movie, was wrestling fans. So it was like, why are you doing this? Last question here. Do you see a heel or babyface turn in the WarGames match? I think Drew could turn face.
I think Randy Orton can just be himself.
Can you imagine Randy Orton just like, he's like RKO Sami Zayn at the end? That'd be so sad. Big shout out to Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Trev, what are you watching lately?
A lot of weird stuff.
Okay, maybe don't share that then.
No, a lot of random stuff like old comedies and stuff like that. I did watch a couple of the old Monday Night Raws where Vince McMahon was commentating, and like, dude, that seems like forever ago. Like, just watching those, I'm like, yo, this seems like forever ago. I forgot Savio Vega wrestled.
Oh, here we go, and Savio Vega versus Steve Austin. Oh, what a maneuver!
And like, you remember the
New
War Machine?
champion. Sorry.
You remember the War Machine? Like, or was it Man of War? Man of War.
No.
Man of War. He was, I forget what his name was. I gotta look it up. But it was something Man of War. He was Brazilian, I believe. And he wore yellow. I forget his name. He actually had a name.
Let's see.
Look, find it.
You said he was Brazilian. I'm looking.
Let's see here.
Are you talking about the Warlord?
No, not the Warlord. I remember the Warlords.
Oh, are you talking about Aldo Montoya?
Aldo Montoya, yes.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, Al Snow.
No. It's
No one
just
else knows?
incredible.
That was just incredible.
It's
You're
just
right.
incredible.
That's right. That was just incredible. That's right. I forgot about it because Al Snow was Leaf Cassidy.
Yes. I was like, Brazilian. Aldo Montoya. Oh, he was just incredible. The white guy. They had to play a Brazilian.
He was supposed to be Brazilian, but he was a white guy.
Look, a big surprise. Yokozuna was not actually Japanese.
No, he wasn't. He was Samoan. And
apparently that was close enough for Vince.
There's Asian in there.
Oh my god! You know what the sad part is? That's probably what he said. This is the same guy who like oversaw Muhammad Hassan. Like,
yes.
Oof.
Yeah, oof.
Still one of my worst gimmicks of all time. Guys, I guess okay. What am I watching? Football. Really love my Ravens. I love my Ravens right now.
I've been watching a lot of college football and a lot of pro football.
I stopped watching college football after. Well, I haven't stopped watching, but like I was like really into Colorado, and then Coach Prime, and I was like, oh no, Prime, what are you doing, Coach?
Maryland could have won on Saturday, man. Oh, so bad for them.
Maryland basketball, I can trust them to an extent. I will never trust Maryland football.
No, you never should. You never should.
No.
Just like my Tigers, they suck too.
What else am I? I'm watching a lot of documentaries lately. Not much wrestling, like outside of like obviously like watch Full Gear and all that, but like
Oh, there was a question that we haven't answered. Iron Claw.
Okay.
Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna check it out? I
Oh
think I'm
hell
gonna
yeah.
watch it.
Oh hell yeah. I'm gonna check
I
it out.
definitely want to check that out.
Yeah. I'm definitely planning on checking it out. That's not out till like Christmas, right?
Yeah, somewhere around Christmas.
Okay. So I'll probably have to watch that when I come back from Pakistan. But I'm really excited about that movie. Like the story of the Von Erichs is like, it's actually one of the most insane stories in professional wrestling history.
It's sad, but it's more insane than anything else. Like it's one of those things that you can't possibly believe, but it actually happened.
It happened, and it just makes you appreciate the fact that, Kevin,
Yeah,
is not only still like with us, but like, man, he is like, he's told this story at nauseum at this like so many times.
his sons are still wrestling too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So big shout out to Von Erichs. Big shout out to
Texas
Zac Efron.
Tornado was my boy.
Zac Efron playing.
He don't even look the same, dude.
Bro, I was like, who is this? And like, apparently,
he looks different in his face. He looks different all over.
Zac Efron is like funny. Like the evolution of this man from like High School Musical to like, frat boy in comedy movies to like
terrible
to Ted Bundy and
yeah. He did play Ted Bundy.
He did play Ted Bundy, and now he's playing.
He actually did an amazing job, which is scary.
And MJF is playing Lance Von Erich in that movie, and he's an associate producer or whatever. Like I
saw that. Yeah.
That movie's gonna be fun. I can't wait. And yeah, Ric Flair's also Ric Flair, not real Ric Flair, but like there is someone who plays Ric Flair in that movie.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, Trevor. Anything else to add before we wrap?
One thing that I want to say on the end is, and this is to all my viewers, all our viewers, I should say, especially the gentlemen, the men. Take care of yourself, guys. Holiday depression is coming up. Holiday season is coming up. Holiday depression is a thing. Like I've said before, I am an advocate for mental health in men, and especially men of color, but all men in general. Take care of yourself, guys. Seasonal depression is kicking in, and also holiday depression is something that does happen around this time of year. So please take care of yourselves. Surround yourself with loved ones. Surround yourself with positivity and just good vibes, man. And happy Thanksgiving, and see you next Tuesday.
Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely thankful for all of you. Hope you guys, even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you guys enjoy the time. Hope you guys enjoy
watch
the
football.
Watch life. Watch football, watch soccer, watch wrestling, watch whatever you want to watch, but watch it your way. Until next time, I'm Umar. He's Trevor. Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
And love those who are far, hug those who are close. Have a good week, guys.
Peace.